to be here tonight, not just for allowing us to show you what we're all about, but for giving us the opportunity to speak about something that's very important to us, SKY Robotics.
I'm one of the builders. I work on the lathe and mill. Now, First Robotics has something that tech class will not have. What you build will actually have to work in the competitions. In tech class, your little clamp that falls apart at the end of the year, you can throw in a drawer and never see again. But this will have to work. And you also learn competition that you'll see in the actual real world. I've been part of a high schools major school thing at my school where I've gotten to go to college. And I've learned more at First than I did in my college teachings. And First teaches you really competition and good teamwork skills also.
Let's just talk about just some of the other things that you learn at robotics. Besides the main stuff, you learn the practical side to a lot of stuff you learn in school that you usually don't get to experience. Like you go to school, go to tech class, you'll learn the stuff, but you won't really know what to do with it. Here you know what you go for that as a career in the real world. Some other major things is also teamwork and organization. That's probably major for me. You can't just have a team get your kit of parts and go out and do random stuff and try to put a robot together. You have to split off into teams, have people do certain things, become more proficient at, say, being a builder or being a programmer. And also organization, it's not just organizing while we're building, it's also you have to juggle this, exams, part-time jobs, any other extracurricular activities you have. It can be pretty stressful, but that's what it's going to be like when you grow up. And it's also, the thing I like to compare this to, it's like math enrichment. Math enrichment, it doesn't get you ahead in math, it teaches you to think outside the box. When we're building the robot, every year I've been on this team, which is 3 years, I learned to think from different angles and try to expand the ways to come at a competition. Because you go to the competition and you see tons of different robots and you think, oh, that would have been a good idea. And you just need to learn to be a better thinker at everything you do. And that translates over into schoolwork and hopefully when I go.
Kind of wandered around seeing what it was all about. And basically seeing there's categories that we all put ourselves into. There's the programmers, there's web developers, and then there's the build team. And I was the web developer for 2 years, which, as you can see on the screens, that is the website that we have produced for this year. And for that, we entered it into the competition at both Waterloo and Mississauga. And we got a 2008 Website Excellence Award at the back. And Miss Sullivan is going, yay!
We were very excited. There was a lot of hard work that.
It was definitely tough. We would go there. Personally, I'd get there around 4 or 5, and some days we'd be there until 11. We also, for this year, what we found extremely helpful was our calendar.
I'm paying attention. It's okay. I'm getting there.
Our calendar that students and mentors could sign on. And because what we do is someone from the team would always cook supper, usually one of the parents would always cook supper, and we would always have a calendar to see who would be there, what we could do with the amount of people there, and how many bodies we'd have to feed. So that was just one major upgrade that we did for this year.
It's my very first year in this robotics program. I'm coming from a very small town, much smaller than Lambton, so for me this is kind of coming into a whole different world. When you see the video, you kind of think, oh, they're kind of making you see what they really want you to see. But when you actually go to a competition and stuff like that, it's actually exactly what the video says. You go there and expect it to be extremely boring, dull, and almost run down. That was my first thing. You get there and it's jumping. The place is taken over by insanity from the second you get there to the very moment you leave, pretty much. You get there and people are dressed up in costumes of they're with makeup on, and they've got list of cheers in their hands, just getting ready to cheer on their robot, their team. It's like if you go to a sports game. So, and you learn so much from that. You look around and you see like people just trying to figure out what they want to do just to get their robot out on top. There's so much energy in the entire thing. I would suggest this for just about anybody who wanted to try it.
This program for 2 years now officially. I say officially because my brother was one of those students who's now doing an apprenticeship, and so he's come back and he's now mentoring. And I was involved with it because he got me into it. So just to wrap up our presentation, I want to just thank you all again for having us. And hopefully now that you understand what our program's about, maybe any of your family members who are in any of our high schools, just mention it to them and see if maybe they'd be interested. And so thank you very much for having us again.